Radio Shouty.
Now, people call the era that y'all came into hip hop the golden age of era. I mean, the golden age of hip hop.
Yeah.
What is it that makes y'all feel like it's the golden age of hip hop? And then I'm gonna tell y'all why I feel like it that way. But I mean, for y'all living through it and being creators.
I feel like the texture and the cloth for music was just different. You know what I mean? You couldn't sneak in the game. You had to get initiated by the greats. And if they accepted you, you got in, and if they didn't, you didn't get in. And that's how it went back then. But now it's a little easier.
Back then we give you a whole body of work, like a whole album of dope songs. Now it's just a song or two, and then what I mean? Not knocking what they do, but now it's you ain't care about the now it's this different now. And what would you call it, like microwaved and all that before you cooked it up, man.
Yeah, it's more for the party. It's more for the club. But I guess you can't make club music with no clubs. So now you're gonna have to. Now we're gonna see who's really talented.
Like you hear the new Lox album, you put it in and you can hear every song. It's dope as fuck, like all the way through. You know what I mean? Not
different.
the
body of work is an entree.
Yeah.
It's not a snack box.
Word.
The level of competition is different nowadays. Like, and these dudes, like, they more friendly with each other when they're on a song. I think in the golden era, it was more. People were cool, but it was very much more competitive. Like everybody who was spitting was hot. Like, you know what I mean? Even anywhere in the world, if you was rhyming, you had to put out some hot shit in the 90s. It didn't matter South, West, New York, anywhere. Now it's not the same for nowhere. New York, South, LA, nowhere. So it's just the level of competition. It was less internet, so you had to earn it more.
I know for me, being a consumer at that time, it just seemed like all of the music was A-list music, and it didn't matter what region that it came from. It was good music, and
that's what I'm saying.
Same.
That's what I'm saying. Like everything you heard at that time, if you was hearing Outkast, it was fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? You was hearing Goody Mob, it was fire. You was hearing West Coast shit, it was Snoop and them, it was fire. You hearing here Rough Riders, Rockefeller, fire. Like Wu, Big, Hove, Nas, fire. So you had to have that level, like you're saying, of putting out a certain. You had to meet the criteria. The bar was always raised.
Yeah.
All the time, like, you know what I mean? So that it's a different time now. Now, if you look good and you got a catchy hook, nobody even give a fuck what you say. Like,
you don't care.
Yeah, nobody even care what you say. You just need a hook and a dance and a good vibe, and you good money.
Answer me this question, man. How do y'all feel with y'all life stories now starting to be told in documentaries and stuff like that? And do y'all have any projects coming up to where y'all will tell your stories yourself?
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah, somebody need to tell it. Yeah.
You asked for it.
You asked for it. Here we go. You got it. Yo, we got one.
We got the Lox documentary coming up in a few months.
Facts.
Of course, you seen the Rough Rider Chronicles. They told a piece of our story. It was mostly about DMX. Because he was the first artist actually that they discovered, and then everything started like that. But we got our own documentary that's gonna go in the depth of our own stories. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So look out for that in a minute. We shopping it right now. It probably come out on one of these Netflix or HBOs or Stars or one of them. But it's coming in there. It's almost like 90-80% done.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we just got to add a little bit more, trim some fat, and we're going to get that to the people so they can see our story and go behind the scenes of the Lox.
What is that like, putting together the documentary and kind of rehashing everything that y'all have been through over these last 20 years, 20 plus years, and then also, what are some things that one of y'all forgot that y'all didn't remember happened that you said, no, that happened like this and stuff like that, and putting it together like that?
Well, the cameras, they follow you around on tours and in your personal life with your kids and all that for years. So when y'all finally seeing it, when y'all see that little 2 hours, 3 hours or whatever it's gonna be, that's a lot of years worth of stuff all chopped up, And like the whole Rough Rider thing, it was a lot left out as far as us. That's why we need to tell it, But it wasn't supposed to be about the Lox.